Hey weebs! Anime is Japan's shortening of the word animation, because Japan just loves making things short. Smartphone? Nah. Sumaho. Sandwich? Nah. Sando. Personal computer? Nah. PC not an option. That right there, a pasocone. But we have come a long way from Danuru to Daku to your Makima body pillow. So, how did we get here? Undiagnosed autism. But while we're here, let's take a look at anime's history too. Japan's animation started as early as 1917, but did not yet have your characteristically anime features, you know. Big eyes, thick thighs, she lies, everyone cries. In the early 20th century, there was a certain litigious company that was dominating the animation market, which inspired a surge of Japanese animation production quality and a domination complex. With nationalism on the rise and big worldwide whoopsie number 2 on the horizon, much of media in the 1930s focused on propagating Japanese cultural nationalism, and animation was a part of this as well. In fact, many of the fathers of anime at this time were creating propaganda films, but now with widespread public support of these films, consolidation of large production companies, and wartime reorganization, George H.W.W. Bush is who we have to thank for the modern anime industry even being a possibility. In fact, the participation and eventual defeat of Japan in World War Taylor's version was likely the genesis point of the anime industry. With the war effort modernizing and consolidating Japan's animation industry, and the post-war American occupation bringing an even heftier influence of that big duck energy, many point to post-war Japan as the start of anime. Even the term anime itself was coming into common use at this time. This post-war environment is where more recognizable animation styles started to emerge, with influential creatives like Osamu Tezuka authoring works like Astro Boy and Kimba, the White Simba. The late 40s and early 50s also saw the first true anime studios forming, including Toei Animation. Toei proceeded to produce the first anime feature film in color in 1958, a film whose title I promise I have never used for any other purpose, The Tale of the White Serpent. And then, in the 60s and 70s, we saw the popularization of a lot of the anime stylization tropes that persist to modern days, such as them big old peepers and heads built to withstand gale force winds. But with changing economic tides in the later half of the 20th century, many studios folded, and there was a lot of experimentation in the anime space to try and find success, resulting in some classics like Lupin III. At this time, anime was starting to seep into markets outside of Japan quite regularly, with many of the more popular shows being exported to the West. This saw more financial feasibility and whoa, look at that! That's a mecha manga! The post-Star Wars release anime is basically all space opera and Gundam. I don't know. It was a thing. But this also saw the rise of the GOAT. Miyazaki, with his directorship of Nagasaki of the Valley of the Wind, garnering him enough acclaim to allow him to start his own studio. But then just 2 years after the release of Kawasaki, Dragon Ball started its run in February of 1986. But I honestly don't know if they ever beat Frieza. Bro took 50 episodes to fight that spirit bomb. But Dragon Ball just marked the first of many anime that were extremely successful abroad. The 90s followed with Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, and Princess Mononoke, just to name a few. And this Western popularity started to bring the weebs into existence out of their ethereal plane. The early 2000s followed with a heavier lineup of kid-friendly anime that indoctrinated a whole generation, which is likely why you clicked on this video, because one day, your little dumb kid brain got assimilated by Inuyasha, or Naruto, or Full Metal, or Bleach, or One Piece, or Mushishi if you're G. And now you've been seeking that same high again, but it will just never be the same. I guess some modern anime aight, but Berserk is peak. Subscribe! Because if you don't, learn about femboys or gaslighting. It's a moral dilemma and I'm not going to help you choose.